financially free, and enjoy more of what the world has to offer in this action one, because this is where most human beings screw the pooch.
So a little one-person trampoline. Very,
I screen shared it. Like, there's no excuse. Like, phone numbers are just out there. You just got to pick up the phone, smile, and dial. So. Good morning, and welcome back to another episode of the Talk to Taryn Morning Show, where we go over tips, tricks, ideas, and exercises to help make you the absolute best version of yourself, not only for yourself, but for the people you love and care about most. Today, we're having a fun topic that is maybe just a friendly reminder for you. Maybe sometimes it happens subtly. Maybe sometimes it happens more than you're willing to admit. And that we're talking about lying, and we're talking about honesty. And we're going to go over 3 major keys why I believe, in my own experiences, that honesty is just so much easier. It is just a much better life. Things are less stressful and less calmful. But and this is, again, speaking from my own personal experience, when starting out and you're trying to find the confidence behind your product, you're trying to find the confidence in your industry, in your career, sometimes it can be really hard to tell the truth when you don't have a ton of experience. Like, I'm still in my 20s. There's a lot of things about life that I haven't experienced yet. I don't have a child. My businesses aren't worth multiple millions of dollars yet. So there's still a lot I need to take in. And when you're trying to grow your brand and when you're trying to attract people to do things that are going to make their lives better, which that is our goal here. The mission of our company is to help people through love and support reach their potential with a one-page life plan. That's what we're doing here. But we're early on. I haven't been doing this for decades. So sometimes it can get easy to lie about maybe what you offer. You can lie about your experience. You can just lie to make yourself feel good. This one's a really dangerous one. Someone's like, oh, you're doing so great, this and that. And you're like, oh, I'm doing this. Oh, I'm doing that. And it might not be lying, but leaving out small details just to make yourself look better, and how over the long haul today we can address and go over why this is usually not the best recipe, and being brutally honest about what you do, and then just sticking with it and continue to do more and more and more. Like, such, for example, we're on episode 204 this morning. We're really excited about that. But continuing to go forward and being brutally honest that there's still a lot of things in business that we're going to have to learn how to get over. We're going to have to improve in general. And being very upfront about that, I think, can create a lot of the benefits that we're going to go over. So without any more hesitation, let's go ahead and get to the board. Good morning, everyone. So let's go ahead and hop over here. We have episode 204. Let me resituate my camera real quick. I'm coming back, everyone. Episode 204. Today, we are talking about honesty. Today, we're talking about honesty and how being a liar can be very dangerous. We're going to go over just 3 tips that I found very, very useful and help. Number one, what is the best practice with this? Is it builds trust. Whenever we are honest and whenever we are upfront about what it is that we can provide and we can do for you, then people can build trust over time. They're like, oh, I can trust that he's going to be on here in the mornings to help me hold accountable with my own goals. I can trust that he's going to deliver an open and honest message. I can trust. And people do business with people they know, like, and trust. People do business with people they know, people they like, and people they trust. So we learned that in business school, paid thousands and thousands of dollars to learn that. And then it was funny, after going through graduate school and then kind of going out in the real business world, something I underestimated was how much time, let's put a little clock there for time, how much time this took, the time to build trust that it took. And then, so we're kind of going over to our next point. So we have builds trust and then labeled. Once you lie, you are labeled. Once you lie, you are labeled. Labeled. You are a liar now. So being very careful about this. One of the things about honesty and why it's so important is that if you lie once and you get caught in it, then you're a storyteller. Then you're a liar. Then people just don't trust you. They don't think they really know you. They're like, do I really even know this guy? Do I know this gal? Do I really like them? Can I trust them? And then we already talked about how this takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of time. Humans, I don't know why this is. I know it is the same with me. But people, I feel so skeptical. And the older we get, I hear it gets even worse. So humans are just so skeptical about every little thing of like, I don't know if there's a lot of con artists out there, but I'm a big believer that there's a lot more people doing good than there is doing bad. It's just we tend to shine the light on the bad ones more often. So they're like, oh, there's always a con artist out there. And then once you get caught, you are labeled. So being very careful about not getting caught as a liar. And maybe that's just a reminder for us to say, okay, maybe it's better to just be honest. I'm not saying you go in to work today and then you go tell your coworker, wow, you are really overweight. I'm definitely not saying that. There's, I'm sure, a level of maturity and understanding to situations when, and most of this is when you're just talking about your own personal experience. I can really only talk for more like an entrepreneurial role when I'm trying to sell the benefits, when I'm trying to sell just the additional, like what's the real structure of what I'm offering to people and building trust that way and making sure what we offer here with the one-page life plan and that type of coaching style, if that makes sense for you in your own journey, and being very honest so we can go ahead and build that trust. So builds trust. And then once you lie, you are labeled a liar. Let me go ahead and grab my other point right over here from my notes. Okay. I had a brain fart this morning. I usually do pretty good with lists, and I couldn't remember what the last point was. I think it's hilarious because it makes sense. For honesty, another benefit of why honesty is good is easy to keep track of. Easy to keep track of. Keep track. And I find it hilarious that was the one that I forgot because keep track of, yada, yada, whatever. We're on fire this morning. So easy to keep track of is the third part of honesty. In my experience, the number one hurdle is not so much like doing the work consistently versus just not getting so overwhelmed from, I need to do this today. I need to do that. I need to follow up with this person. You got to follow up with people like 10 times now to get them to buy anything. And maybe that's been the standard in sales for a long time, but that's what I'm starting to see as I'm recontacting, following up with people, old clients, new campaigns that we're putting out. and just touching up, and maybe it's even putting our social media content out there more. But when we're talking to people and we're trying to do it on a frequent basis, and then we have everything else going on behind the business, everything all the way back to the real coaching sessions when you work with me one-on-one on a bi-weekly format, it's a lot to keep track of. And I feel sometimes really overwhelmed, and I'll run into people who I haven't had a chance to talk with in a long time, and they had a pretty specific problem that they were trying to fix. And we're trying to see if the program that we have matches the problem and people want to feel special, right? If I haven't seen you in a long time and you remember a specific trait about me, you remember a specific accomplishment, you remember a specific problem I'm trying to come over, that helps know, like, and trust you. And that's good. So if I know, like, and trust you because you make me feel special in that regard, that can be very good. But that can be hard to keep track of. I think just being organized and keeping track of things has definitely been the hardest part for me as an entrepreneur. And so maybe thinking in your own, if you lie, you always have to remember your stories. Like if you tell the honest truth, you just don't have to remember really. You do have to remember, but there's not like work behind it, if that makes sense. So just trying to make it easier. I'd rather you say, Tanner, you're not worth $10 million yet. That's not enough for me. I can't work with you. I can't give you my money. Like, okay. I'd rather say okay than lie and be like, oh, our real estate portfolio is actually way bigger. Or, oh, my investments, my indexes and my stocks are way bigger, yada, yada. And just flat out lie when they're not. Like, we're not even close to touching our goals yet. I'm not scared to admit that. But I am going to continue to show up every single morning, writing blogs, making shows, following up with contacts. And we're going to do this for decades and then see how that works. Because we can, with time, we can get people to know us, we can get people to like us, and we can get people to trust us because we follow an honesty model here. If you apply for what it is that we have going on with the one-page life plan and it doesn't make sense for you, then we'll tell you, here's some other resources. Okay. Honesty model. These are 3 rules that I like to follow for honesty and the benefits that I get out of it the most. Building trust. You're not labeled, so people can start to know, like, and trust you. And then finally, it's just easier to keep track of. So this was my presentation on honesty. I hope you guys found it helpful. Maybe it was just a reminder for you guys to be more honest in your own situations. Maybe this is with friends. Maybe this is with family. Maybe this is with business partners. Just being open and honest up front, understanding expectations, and can just make life way less stressful. Life is already too stressful. There's already too much going on. We got too much to get done, too much to worry about. So if we can take anything off of our plate and make our lives a little bit better, maybe honesty can be just what we need to do that. So that's all I have for today. I hope you guys have a wonderful, amazing, fun-filled Thursday. Cheers to episode 204 about honesty. That is it for me today. If you guys want to know more about what it is I do, I host and have a course called the One-Page Life Plan, where over 12 weeks, entrepreneurs and I sit down and make a one-page plan for your purpose, knowing why you do what you do, setting goals, and moving forward. It's a personal development course. If you'd like to learn more about it, send me a direct message. Otherwise, you'll be seeing me again with episode 205, bright and early tomorrow morning. Back at it again. And we'll have another fun episode to go over and share something else that hopefully will be helpful for you. Have it again, a great day. Cheers to you all. Until next time, I'm out of here. Have a good one. Cheers. Have a good day, everyone. Till next time.